Hello everyone, Neil from Merch Informer here. Today I want to go over pricing strategy and kind of what I do, what other people are doing, and that some of the top sellers are having success with. So, pricing strategy is something that everyone is going to do a little bit differently. I know a lot of people who absolutely refuse to price below $19.99, and for them, that strategy it's working. But when I first started, I priced really, really low. I priced about $14.99 when the program just started, while everyone else was pricing, at $20. And what that allowed me to do was drive a lot of volume, and thus from all that volume came reviews. And then once the reviews are solidified, you can pretty much price wherever you want. But see, a lot of the times what happens, people will price their designs at $24.99 because they think that their design is, one of the best ones out there, and it very well may be, but people actually need to feel an attachment to that design in order to pay that much. Another place where the very high pricing point comes into play is when you're selling, premium shirts, so you get less royalty per shirt, so a higher price helps you get the royalty you're looking for. Or another big one is if you already have an audience that is interested in what you're doing, you can price high because those people are connected to you rather than the design. They feel an attachment to you as a person or your service. So that works really, really well. I actually did an article about this, a few months ago where I think I brought up Philip DeFranco. So he is a YouTuber and he's got an audience and he prices his shirts quite high, but he sells every single week because he has an audience that wants to buy from him, and it doesn't matter what the price is. But when it comes to Amazon, people are very price sensitive. So if you're from the FBA world, you know that price is a large driving factor if you get the buy box or not. And in general, a lower price is going to mean you do more volume, so you make more sales. The downside of that is you make less royalties. But if you can do the sales volume, you are going to get ranked, and I will show you here in a minute why I think that's important. So if we step over to the Merch Hunter here, let's just see the top selling shirts on Amazon, bring back the top 100. As we see, the top selling shirts are still Eclipse shirts. I'm pretty sure that this trend is almost done because the Eclipse is happening in a few days from when this video is coming out. But as you can see, the Eclipse shirts are still selling incredibly well, a BSR of 6. So in the Merch Hunter, we have what's called the BSR or price history, and this is something that once we came out with this, I pretty much use every single day because this allows me to see what the competition is doing, and time again, I see the exact same thing. If we come in here, we see the shirts they're selling, we just click on the price history, and what I see a lot of times is people will price higher than normal. So as you can see here, they priced at $17.99, but the BSR was 175K. So that's pretty good to start off with. But as you can see, they lowered the price to $11.99, and what happens was they got a ginormous spike in BSR. So once they spiked the BSR and they got that initial ranking, what they did was they raised the price back up to $16.99, realized it was working pretty well. Then looks like they tried $17.99 again, and as you can see, when they tried $17.99, the BSR went up just a little bit, so they dropped it back down, and from there on out at $16.99, the BSR just went super low, which means they were getting tons and tons of sales. So that price strategy worked really well for this person. They started high. They realized that if they dropped the BSR, they could get a massive increase in sales, and then they boosted it right back up to where it is today. If you come down the list, here's another Eclipse shirt. They did the same thing. So $17.99. I believe this is actually the same company that put both these shirts out. So they are absolutely crushing it. But as you can see, they started at $17.99. As the BSR dropped, as it got super low, they realized, hey, if I just boost this up to $19.99, I'm going to make more money with no work. All you have to do is raise the price, and since you already got that initial ranking, you're just going to make more money on the sales you're going to get anyway. So they started lower, I should say, boosted it up a few bucks, and bam, made more money. Come down here, here's another Eclipse shirt. This one, same thing. They started low. They boosted it up as the BSR dropped, so they're making more sales. They tried a higher price point, decided, that wasn't working as well for them, dropped it down. And as you can see, when they dropped it down, you went from, 3.9K BSR all the way down to almost 1,000 BSR, and where it is today, it's 77. So these guys are absolutely knocking it out of the park. Here's another one. We'll just click on this one. Exact same thing. They started, kind of in the middle. This is typically what I will do. Dropped it down really cheap, got a ginormous sales boost, so they got a ton of sales, and slowly over time kind of bumped their price up, $14.99, $16.99, and where it is today at $19.99. So if you can get that initial sales velocity, you can slowly raise your price up, or you can just bump your price up the few dollars. And if you get that initial ranking, it's the easiest way to take a shirt that's making money and make it, produce more money for you without doing anything except for changing price. So coming through the Merch Hunter and doing that over and over again, you can see that the top sellers are using the exact same strategy. They normally start in the middle, or they price it really, really low, and then they boost their shirt up over time. Now what I will do is I will actually look at the niche as a whole by either using the advanced competition checker, seeing how many shirts I'm going up against, or if I have enough slots and I just have hundreds of designs and I don't want to spend the time doing that. Today, I will typically price around $16.99, which is somewhere in the middle, and I make sure that I come out with the best design. Now, I normally do not play around with pricing too much after the fact that I upload a shirt, but what I am going to start trying to do, seeing that we are coming into Q4, is taking my designs that are selling every month. So I'm going to go through my sales report, see what has sold multiple units that month, and then bump those up to $19.99, because I'm looking for a huge November and December. So if I can, squeeze out any little bit of extra income simply by changing the price and doing nothing else, it's going to be a win-win. So just to recap, if you want to tier up your account, if you're really in the low tiers, I highly suggest you price as low as possible, because at that point, it's not about making money. It's about getting your tier up, because once you get into higher tiers, that's when you can actually start making real money, where you can pay off, your car payment or start to pay your mortgage. But when you are in the lower tiers, your only goal should be to tier up. Once you're tiered up, I think your goal should switch. This is just me personally. I would switch from the focus of just tiering up to tiering up and then maxing your slots. By then, it's all about filling those slots every single day to get as many designs on Amazon as possible. Because the more designs you have on Amazon, the more chance that someone is going to see those designs from the 2 billion plus visitors a month on Amazon.com. And then from there, you can start to play with your pricing once you get some shirts that are running away and doing really, really well. So that's going to be all for today. If you like this video, drop a like below, subscribe. Let us know in the comment section below what kind of pricing strategy that you are putting into place, and I will catch you guys in the next one.